Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America. Where are we? We're on Here's What I Heard. Welcome everyone to Here's What I Heard, Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. In a few minutes though, in a few minutes. All right, let me know if you can hear me. I'm pretty sure I've got everything working, but you never know until you try. And of course I had to do a whole brand new upload for Odysee because the last one never did record. So it looks like everybody's here though. Cool, everything's working so far. So welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Laura the Goddess, your hostess. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. All right, Pastor Chatelet, thank you so much for being here. He already gets one of these. That's my Liberty Bell tip noise. I was told that I had to have a tip noise. So welcome everyone. Drunken Rocky, FUD, FUD. And of course, limited access. Welcome, welcome everyone so far. Make sure to share this. Let everybody know that the goddess is speaking. As if I'm that important. As if I'm that important. I'm just this important. I'm just that important right there. Hey man, Jesus loves me. That's all that matters. All right, how's everybody doing? It is Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 5 o'clock avocado time, time for the Talk to Me America show. Hope you guys have had a great week, been having some fun, and been invited to a round table on next Tuesday with Raynoth and the guys. I feel very honored. I hope I can contribute something other than blondness. Put it this way, I'm sure you pay attention to my mistakes, and that's my excuse every time, because I'm a blonde. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that show. Downtown Judy Brown was my idol back then. These bimbos today don't know what the hell they're doing. Chevy, how you doing on YouTube? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. 1 to 5 by 5. Okay, that means everything is doing well. Oh, Sai, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, I guess the first thing everybody was going to talk about, well, tonight is lots and lots of good news. Lots and lots of good news. Lots of small victories, things like that. But also a couple of warnings. Of course, we know, celebrate and all of that, but never lose your diligence about this stuff because they never settle down. So, of course, first and foremost, the Ministry of Truth is gone. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Well, now she's not dead, but she's gone anyway. And she supposedly, I'm hearing, one side is saying that she regretfully and is very sadly resigning from the position, which actually there wasn't really any position. If they put it on hold, or there wasn't a committee anymore. So, yeah. And then the other side is talking about how she shamefully had to bow down or bow out because so many people caught her in her misinformation. And of course, they put it on hold as far as we know. And it's being supposedly dismantled, I believe, by... She really actually has resigned already. And, of course, the rest is going to be history. Now, some are saying that it was due to the salty berserkers, both the ones that follow Salty and the ones that don't. There's more than just the ones that follow Salty. You don't have to follow Salty to be salty. So I've read. He doesn't hold the entire market on it, I guess. Let's see. And of course, their memes, people, we've been ridiculed. We've basically supposedly ridiculed her out of business and that particular committee, I guess, or council or whatever they were going to turn it into. Just more bureaucrats telling us what the hell to do, basically. At the behest of this non-partisan person that was in charge. She might not be dead, but we made her suicidal. No, I don't think she's suicidal yet. She is scared to death, though, and so is her cohort, who actually announced her resignation. The one that was caught doxing people, that reporter. So they're both probably having a glass of wine and chewing on each other's fingernails. What are they going to do to us next? Nothing. Nothing has been done to you people except for called out your bullshit. But they can't seem to handle that. Personally, I think the timing on this is a little funny. Because what else just happened? Elon Musk has put Twitter negotiations and everything on hold until they can prove to him that they're not selling him a half a company full of bots that they basically used to sell advertisements to their investors and the people that were buying advertising. And you know, if you know anything about that, advertising is sold based on the amount of probable eyeballs that will get put onto the commercials and that. So if you got fake eyes, you're essentially paying twice as much as you should be. And as a chick, I can handle it. Yes. Limited Access says I have, or Iceburn says I have a meme, but you can't post it here. Why not? We're on Odysee. I posted on Iceburn. I'm not going to describe it if you want to see it. That's why he thinks he couldn't post it. It is actually America porn. I'll put it that way. If you want to check it out on my channel on Odysee. I'm actually coming to you live from my little studio deep in the heart of Texas. I'm not telling you where, though. Pastor Chatelet. I was going to say, Pastor Chatelet actually does kind of bad ones too, so yeah. But you can only see them anything like that in the chat. That's the one thing I do like about Odysee. I can be entertained while I'm entertaining. So yeah, but like I say, the timing on this thing, this dismantling of this thing now is awful weird now that Elon has like put a chink in the armor or a chink in the fence or whatever is going on with that. They actually did literally find out that our most popular president in the whole entire history of the United States, his Twitter account is at least half bots. Now, that's actually kind of an advertising trick, but it usually happens more organically. But then again, in Twitterville and in with all of the electronics and everything like that, you can pretty much do just about anything. You could probably, at this point, from some of the technology that I've seen, you could probably make Brad Pitt do things to John Cena. You know what I'm saying? So this doesn't surprise me. And like I say, it's actually an advertising tactic. Think about it. It works actually the best with brick and mortar if you're familiar with that. And you even being on the other side of it and not knowing anything about how to do this, you'll actually be able to associate with passing by a restaurant or a bar or some place, mall, anything like that that's full. The parking lot is full. You're like, oh wow, they must have great stuff because they have a lot of patrons. Let's go patronize them. And so they get, you know, that's of what advertisers would actually pay, because again, it's based on the number of eyeballs that are potentially on their advertisement. Because one of the things about advertising, especially this kind, is the laws of numbers as far as that goes. Usually for every advertisement that you get, depending on the numbers, you're only about 10% of them, and sometimes less than that, will click on or buy from your establishment due to that advertisement. And that's why the numbers, that's the reason why you see things, a lot of advertisements over and 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 over again. They want you to remember that stuff. They're trying to beat that odd. So yes, I don't care actually. Sean M. which I believe is Helicopter Sean, says hello, Iceburn from YouTube. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate everybody being here. I'm noticing a little bit of buffering on my... Yes, they are. They're doing that anyway. That's the way it works, though. I've noticed I'm doing a little bit of buffering, but like I say, I still have... I live way out in the boondocks, and we have shitty bandwidth out here. I've been begging them to do something about it. I sure wish I could afford to get on Elon Musk's thing, but I'm actually wary of satellites too. If you've ever had like HughesNet or any other kind of satellite internet system, they got the fair access or whatever it is, and after a while you get throttled because you've had enough for the day. They think you've had enough for the day. It's not unlimited. So I'm not trusting the satellite shit yet either. But yeah, you see a full business or you see a full parking lot and you're like, hey man, we should go there. That's actually one of the best advertisements there is out there. It's word of mouth is good, but if somebody sees a full parking lot and says, oh man, we got to check that place out sometime, and they'll remember that. I do it all the time. So yeah, if you go to someone's site and you see that they have a really small amount of followers, some people automatically think that that person isn't popular, or that their opinions aren't popular, or that nobody likes them, things like that, or that their creation, their content isn't interesting or whatever like that. But the difference here, though, is cars in a parking lot are real. They actually get the benefit of those cars in the parking lot, and then more people wanting to go there because there's more cars in the parking lot. That's actually real. It's organic, and it's a sign of a good business practice, in my opinion. What can I tell you? That's how they judge you as far as being able to bring people to the nightclubs and stuff like that, as far as if you're a popular entertainer out here too. And that goes for the bigger ones around here too. So according to, like I say, since the company's selling advertisement according to eyeballs, it's actually quite a rip-off. It is. But in their case, it's probably a necessity to keep paying for their causes, because they've already told you, they've already admitted that their ideology trumps any kind of profitability at all. So how long has this company been working at a loss on top of that? I bet their legitimate investors are none too happy about some of the stuff that's coming out right now. And of course, I don't blame Elon for putting it on hold. He's like, man, I made you guys an offer based on your good faith, and now I'm finding out that you lied to me. You don't deserve my full amount anymore. The company's not worth the full amount that I offered anymore. You know, that'd be like me paying extra taxes, doubling my taxes every year for no reason. People don't have any qualms. They think they're doing the right thing. So anything to get their outcome or their perceived outcome, which and actually, I can't believe how easy it's been to infiltrate this place as well. But that just tells me, again, these people are not interested in anything other than pushing their narrative on everyone and their control. They haven't even made up any way to protect themselves against people that rebel. They literally, it's almost like they live in the virtual... You know, they did have a warning letter, but that wasn't until after the engineer who admitted that they're all commie as fuck was revealed. I mean, that was a reaction that they got with that. It's like, oh shit, they're infiltrating us now, so everybody beware. But little late, lot late. However, with this dismantling or this pausing of our Ministry of Truth and kicking the... I don't even know what to call her. Well, you saw my meme. You know, she loves Disney so much, but her persona is not any of the princesses by any means at all. Sean N says he's so lonely on YouTube. I don't know why nobody else is on YouTube except for maybe the buffering that I get on YouTube sometimes. Because actually I've noticed that on Odysee it's great. Even though it buffers, the picture stops, but the audio doesn't. So, Limited Access says they are narcissists and only interested in themselves. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. So, but you know damn well these people in the military. Because I'm a blonde. Yeah. Actually, all of this stuff is flooding out now. I save it for when I'm here, and then whee, eyes burn. Yes, please hit the fire button. And of course, I've got links down there. I finally was able to get on Truth Social today. I am at Laura the Goddess. Laura D. Goddess. If you want to follow me on Truth Social, it actually seems a lot like Twitter. There's a few things that they still don't have yet. You can't really edit a post yet. And, but I haven't had I didn't have a whole lot of time to mess with it today. I just posted, my live show tonight. So, Dark MAGA says, don't give a flying fuck if Musk starts shitting golden satellites. He was raised by Satanists, so the conclusion I must draw should be clearly evident to everyone in my chat circles. Oh, I don't trust that man. I don't trust him. But, you know, that kind of thing, we can use it. All he needs is a little wedge in there, and he's placing the wedge in there for us to kind of dive in, whether he knows it or not. And of course, you don't ever want to interrupt your enemies while they're making mistakes in your favor. Just think of it that way. That's what I would do. In fact, I'm going to show you something here in a few minutes. Let's see. True Social. Yes, thank you. Thank you for posting my link. I appreciate that. Thank you, Iceburn. I appreciate that. I'll see. I followed 451 Actual. Let's see. That's like my 73 250 has only 20,000 miles on it, but the odometer only goes to 99,000, and it is 2 motors later and about 500,000 miles later. Yeah. It's probably one of those cars they didn't expect it to last longer than 5 years. My older cars have over 200,000 miles on them too. And actually, to be honest with you, I wouldn't give them up for anything. They have given me no trouble, even now. Have to replace a few aesthetic things once in a while, but the sun beats down on it, you know. Yeah. You're at least a couple of steps ahead of your competition or whatever. And of course, let's see. Okay, yeah, what I was going to say is they're not going to give up on this. They're going to find a way, not to mention the fact that our newest presidential propagandist has already let us know that, oh, the work for that is still going to continue. We're just not going to have a committee. So the misinformation continues within some of the ranks of the White House still. So not only will their work not have the benefit of any official committees with rules or regulations, but also, too, don't be surprised, and this is like the but. It's good news that we gotten rid of it, but, okay? We're going to have to be aware of some of these huge bills now, because this is going to be something else they're going to try and sneak in there that not even the representatives are going to know about. They're all going to vote for it, and they're end up, don't think for a second they're not going to slip it in somewhere and then all of a sudden start enforcing it before we even know what happened. All right. So yes. Let me see. I hope you don't mind. I'm reading some notes. I wrote myself a bunch of notes. I wanted to stay on focus if I could. The show lasts too long if I don't. And I feel like I let people down by just going off on here and there like a blonde. I'm stuck on that today. I don't know why. Let's see. There's people on there with you now, Sean. Welcome, everyone. If you haven't been here, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the pause of the Ministry of Truth. I don't, whatever they called it, but that's, you know, essentially that's what it was. They love to name things the exact opposite of what they are. That's always the case. All right. So, yeah, they never quit with this stuff, so we can't either. Don't let your guard down. Excuse me. Don't let your guard down. And keep up the memes. Keep up the pressure, etc. and etc. Let's see. All right. Of course, yeah, it's a small win, but we can't let our guard down. And of course, you know, they're probably just going to like rename it and sneak it in there somehow like they always do. Plus the way things are now, wouldn't this be, wouldn't this way, had they not been, actually this shit wouldn't be this way had they not been doing these fact checker things amongst other things since 9/11, at least, and some stuff even beforehand. All right. As you guys know, this is a call-in talk show where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. The phone lines are open. You can call me at any time. You can talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. Like I say, that's one of the first and foremost things. While I'm waiting on a phone call, I'll go on to the next subject, which is actually some more good news. And it actually involves Twitter and misinformation and censorship and everything too. Project Veritas. I saw somebody today mention that this was no longer a news outlet. It was a comedy outlet because of the fact that, and this goes back to me talking about how easy it was for these people to infiltrate these Twitterites, these engineers and these executives at Twitter. It's almost comical. I'm hoping that these people had nothing to do with anything pertinent about our national security. Although censoring some people, such as our president, could actually cause that. So yeah, these, not to mention the fact, like I say, they've already admitted that they're commies, but they're going after them thirsties though in the Twit Corporation to get them to spill the beans. I mean, these guys, these guys were like ready to. You know, one of them actually, I think one of them was a date on, what was it? Is it Tinder? Or something like that. One of those dating sites, swipe left, swipe right. I've never been on one. I've never needed one. So yeah. I just go by what I hear other people talking about it and everything like that. But yeah, they go out on these, supposedly they're going out on these dating sites. I mean, how? I don't know if I can call it desperate. Is it desperate to have to go on a thing that you just look at people's pictures and decide whether or not you want to like smash or something? I mean, is that how that works? I'm not sure, because between that and everybody talking about hookup culture, that like nobody stays together or everybody cheats on each other, I don't get any of that stuff. I haven't lived that way in a long time. Actually, even when I was single, I didn't live that way. Not, you know, one at a time. right about now. I guarantee their comrades aren't real happy about all of this. Them spilling the beans as far as that goes. And what do you want to bet? These guys are going to get drummed out of their cushy situations by their comrades, who will no longer be able to trust them and are forced, probably by their own rules, to now look upon them as traitors. And you know, if you think about it really long and hard enough, and like I say, I like to keep things simple, and even after thinking about it long and hard, these people did this stuff for a possible hookup. So maybe I can call them desperate. I mean, desperate for the fact that you get on a telephone and look at somebody's face. You can't go up. It's weird, and it's weird if you're that socially inept. How do you meet them afterwards? You know, oh, okay, I like this person. Let's meet this person. Again, I have no idea how that works. In fact, even if I was single, I don't think I would try it. I don't. It's not even for me. Not even for me. I couldn't even do that. Let's see. Dark Maga Patriots equal giant children. That self-absorbed Brendan Dilly for you as he tells you to flee your homes in fear to southern states instead of standing your ground and fighting. What if I... okay, who is Brandon Dilly? I'm sorry, what did I miss there? Yeah, not even the right-leaning demos agree with the Ministry of Truth. That's true. That's true. Actually, I don't... They call themselves moderate. They probably would still get mad at you if you called them right, but... Okay, so, and of course, irony was one guy wasn't... The irony of this thing with the Veritas thing, with the undercover stuff, which still I still laugh my ass off. Hello, Helicopter Sean. He's back on Odysee now. Yeah, I don't do too well on YouTube. YouTube hates me. They don't tell anybody that I'm here. Let's see. All right, so like I say, the irony of this whole thing with the Project Veritas was this one guy, this latest guy, with the bombshell about the fact that they're not in it for profit, and of course his also absolute disparagement of someone with supposed special needs. I'm not real sure what Asperger's means. He doesn't seem like he has anything like that. The only thing I can think of is that he's just an uber genius. I mean, he's the one that came up with a lot of this stuff, and he was able to make enough money for it and everything like that. I don't know how. I haven't gone into his background. Supposedly, I've heard things from the fact that they ran from apartheid to they owned some kind of gem mines or something. I don't remember. No, not Ruby. Emerald mines? So I have no idea. All I know is that he's the richest man in the world, and I would venture to say that the lefties on this are actually torn because they go against the big corporations. They don't think anybody else should have anything else except for them, but they don't have any problems taking from everyone else that would have those things because of their work and their ideas and all of that. So, yeah. My government tracking device. You're talking about the telephone. Yeah. The dating app. Yeah. Wow, this thing is very laggy today. Like I say, don't blame any of the my internet needs an enema, I guess. But anyway, I'm back at this again. The irony of it, the whole irony of it, this last guy, I want to show you this video because he had been warned about this Project Veritas ruse, and he even told the guy that he would be suspicious while he showed him this inner office letter. This just couldn't be more ironic. It couldn't be more perfect. It couldn't... Like I say, it really, 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 really made me laugh. Let's see if I've got enough volume on this. Okay. Here we go. This guy.
Unfortunately, it would be like you recording me right now and giving it to like the New York Times and like, here, I just had dinner with the Twitter representative. Here's what he had to say. Here's how the whole thing look at. Let me see where it's from.
Corporate security.
Targeting of tweets.
Wait.
You can read it.
Let me see. And how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are active right now.
Good actor.
It's like some group that's trying to just out the employees. like they're trying to go on dates with them like this and record them and then go sell it to the New York Times and say this is what the Twitter employee just said. Like, this is what's really happening. This is what they're telling us to not do. You're lucky that you met me organically, because I would be questioning everything about you.
As he gives him that come hither stare, when do I get to do things with you? And that's actually a weird way to put it, but okay. I guess he means other than through electronics. But yeah, he actually thinks that he can trust folks that he just meets off the street organically, huh? Oh, yeah. But now at least we know. That's okay, Dark MAGA. Freedom of speech. I'm not going to use it, but if you want to, that's up to you. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, he actually thinks he can trust folks that he just meets off the street. Or something. But now, at least we know why Twitter is such a shithole bathroom wall and vitriol abounds, especially towards those who are not commies. Now that the deal's on hold, these guys are supposedly celebrating, but not so fast there, guys. Not so fast there, tweeps. They call them tweeps, huh? How weird is that? I'm surprised nobody's memed that yet. Or maybe they have. I just haven't seen it yet. There's just so much to go over. But, yeah, especially towards those who are not commies, and now that the deal's on hold. But I would venture to say that your contributors and your avatars are going to have something to say about this, all of this now, too, once they start seeing it. Because, yeah, you've been ripping them off with the bots and not being honest about you guys' mission and whatnot, it sounds like to me. Not to mention literally booting off almost half of their possible actual revenue by getting rid of all of the right-hand side or all of the Republicans or whatever it is you think is evil. You know, you communists are still just a minority here in the United States. You don't actually think that your own kind are going to support you. Which, no, you guys expect all of the rest of us to support you. And then tell us how bad we are because we're capitalists. Well, without that capitalism, you wouldn't eat. Now, would you? Yeah, and it's their money and trust that you've literally stolen from these advertisers and these contributors. You don't think those folks are just going to have aren't just going to have just a little bit to say about this stuff? Your creative financing for your political activism, for what you all call is best for the world. Did you get all of that? I don't know if you watched the whole thing. I'm not going to put the whole thing up there, but I'm flabbergasted at the fact that these people think that they're the arbiters of truth and justice and whatever else for the globe. The rest of the globe doesn't have a problem with this. Well, they have a problem with it, but there's not a whole lot those people have been able to do, unfortunately. And of course, you know, this is, like I say, this brings me to my absolute first question to anybody that ever starts trying to tell me what to do or how they plan on controlling others. Or whether or not they've made decisions of whether or not information is rightful for us or not. No. My first question, who the fuck died and left you in charge of this? Who died and left you in charge of this? I want to know. I want to know. Because I'm going to show you why these people aren't serious or why you can't take them seriously. Because this is what he did the next day after James O'Keefe tried to confront him about what he said.
Hi, I want to take a jog, but why are you running? Why are you running away from us? Sir, why are you running? We're jogging here with a Twitter executive on the streets of New York City who's literally gone in an all-out sprint. You shared an email with us that don't disclose confidential information. Do you understand the irony? You're literally disclosing an email. It says right here's the email. Team, groups like Project Veritas are active right now. Right? Excuse me, sir. What is Elon Musk going to do when he sees this?
Let me in!
I'm James O'Keefe. I'm on the street in New York City trying to talk to this Twitter executive. Whew. Out for a jog on the streets of New York. See them? There he is. He's talking to the restaurant owner.
I gotta look for that guy.
James O'Keefe is old school when it comes to the reporting thing. He wants it from the horse's mouth, all right? How does one get chosen for this type of job? This utterly, crushingly, devastatingly crushing responsibility of being in charge of what the world thinks and says. How do we get that? Because please tell me, because I'd like to sign up. I'd like to sign up because, I mean, come on. With these two videos, we find out that they get a 6-figure income probably with very minimum work, 4 hours a week. Geez, I work work longer than that on one of my videos sometimes. I mean, come on, and I get nothing for it. You know, minimal work and control over what people of the earth can utter or even think. Who wouldn't want a cushy job like that? Personally, I think I have much better ideas about what's right and wrong than these dweebs do too. You can tell from most of these folks have never had to deal with any kind of real adversity or life problems, hence the running away from things he himself even said. Not to mention, does anybody trust someone like this? You say these things, and then when you're confronted with them, you run. You're not gonna stand behind your words. You know that tells me that this person could promise you something, and they're gonna let you down. They're gonna let you down if they can't stand behind their own ideas and their own words. How in the hell are we supposed to trust them with anything? It seems to me like these people just give lip service, and not even good lip service. Oh, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right about that limited access. He's literally doing God's work, if you will, because of course, you know, for that which you do to the smallest of men or smallest of life, you also do unto me. So yeah, honestly, I was actually compelled to do this too. It wasn't something that I really chose or anything. I thought it would be fun, but I actually now feel compelled to talk about these things, and you know, if I don't know if I'm trying to just change minds or get my voice out there because of the fact that they're trying to stop us from that. That's more than likely the human thing about it that I do. But I've felt compelled to start this, and of course I felt also compelled to do this to get other voices out there too. I'm actually considering these parents and these people that are going to the school boards and starting to fight back against this stuff, no matter what they're called, heroes, in my opinion. You can't just let people walk all over you and walk all over your children and take away all your rights and then tell you that you're the problem. You're going to see that they don't practice what they preach. They just preach. And then they go on and do anything that they want. I've seen them litter. Well, we've all seen them litter. They leave crap everywhere, and I mean that literally as well. So yeah, they've pretty much had everything handed to them in life, so they think they're important, and then they act this way when someone wants to know, hey, you're responsible. This shit came out your mouth. This shit came out your ideas. I want to know why you back it or don't back it. And then they'll just run from you. It's like, well, listen to me just because. And then they'll hold their breath. This is people that have never had any kind of adversity in their lives. They've been coddled, and I'm surprised. And a lot of these assholes now have power to at least ignore or silence the other side somehow or another. And they've admitted that readily. In fact, do all you can to make this shit go viral. I've noticed that this particular one was done yesterday. It was put out on YouTube yesterday, and there's only 215,000 views on it. That's atrocious. Of course, I'm sure that's part of YouTube. I don't know how many total they have, because I know that they're also on Rumble. I know they're also on Odysee. But I would play the Odysee one, but it doesn't go through with my bandwidth for some dumb reason. But yeah, make sure this shit's going viral. This is the thing. This is the kind of thing that's going to get people's attention, especially if they actually use Twitter. Iceburn says they are walking around with pacifiers. It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me. Empress Psycho, how are you? Thanks for being here. I know this Twitter employee was so stupid to call Elon Musk special in a negative way. And, you know, the thing about that is that's the side that would probably get onto or scream at you for doing the same thing. In fact, you call somebody a retard or something like that. They would be down your throat. How dare you call that person this and that and the other thing? And I'm thinking, wow. But yeah, it's okay when they do it. This has to stop. We have to stop tolerating that. Yeah, you're welcome to your point of view, but don't be telling everybody else what to do. You don't. And we don't give that right up to them either. Keep arguing with them, I guess. A lot of times just walking away works too. When they know they've lost the argument, then they start calling you names. You don't have to put up with that shit either. It's like, yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Bye. They hate that worse than anything else. That actually makes them madder than anything else. Very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. And they don't realize it because they think that they're right. And, you know, everybody, it's a human thing. Everybody thinks that they're right, but there is right and there is wrong. And it seems like a lot of these people now are beyond it. I mean, you know, what do you do? A lot of these kids are 40 years old now. And I mean that. They're still, and they're, like I say, I call them kids because they're either still living in their basement or they've got all kinds of roommates. They don't have any plans or any goals or ambitions or any of that other stuff. They just think everybody owes them whatever they want and they can just lecture everybody. People end up alone that way. Nobody likes to be lectured all the time. Nobody likes to be looked down upon all the time, especially by somebody that does not practice what they preach. So, and the funniest part about all of this is they all think that they're going to be immune or safe from some of these edicts that they impose, that they try to impose on others. And the thing is that they follow their own rules, and you can see it. You can see it. I started seeing it the minute Biden got elected. They started eating each other, and they are literally eating each other or getting called out. Like I say, I still don't trust Elon Musk. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. I'm like Pastor Shadley. I don't trust anybody anybody except for the Almighty. And as a human, I have my doubts there too sometimes. It's normal. It's normal. But maybe, just maybe, Elon, like I say, look at it this way. He'll either shed some truth on these fools, which actually it seems like that he has been in some cases, especially with the freedom of speech thing. But don't count on that. But he might also have created enough of a wedge for our side to get in there and try to change it ourselves. Because, I mean, Elon Musk is just one man. Yeah, granted, he's got a lot of money and everything like that, but he can't do everything. He can't do everything. And if he has special needs, I would venture to say that, well, like I said, I know nothing about that. So, he's just, I guess you could say he's just blessed enough to be rich enough to not have to worry about it. He has people that'll take care of him for that. We used to actually be IT people in a company that used to provide advocates for special needs people and things like that too. So, but I have no idea how any of that worked. I worked behind the computers. We kept track of the hours and the databases. I had no idea what the other side did or does. Lemon water with honey, Laura. No, actually, it's my own homemade soda water. Sometimes I put lemon in it. And if you're wondering what I use for my voice, ginger and honey tea. Fresh ginger and honey tea. Hopefully we'll still be able to find that stuff within the next couple. All right. Since everybody know that I've actually had the honor of being invited to a round table at Raynoth's. He does a round table of disruption. Round table of disruption, which actually we get 4 or 5 of us Rumble creators all together, and we talk about things that I'm talking about now. We get together and we lift each other up and help each other out if that's the case. And of course, we do this live so that everybody can check it out and chat with us and tell us their opinions and everything like that. It's actually kind of fun. If you can handle 3 or 4 people talking on top of each other once in a while. But it seems, I've watched it a couple of times when I do catch it. It seems pretty well moderated, and again, it's a lot of fun, and it's also a good way to get a lot of the content creators together and talking about these things together, because we actually do all talk about a lot of the same things. We also have our own shows. Sometimes shows overlap one another, things like that. So it's a way for us to all get some equal timing, I guess you could say. It's actually a very, very kind thing that Raynoth is doing for us to bring us together like that and have us all discuss things, because sometimes we disagree too, and it actually shows the rest of the world that we can disagree, but we can agree to disagree and still be agreeable about it. It's not necessary to shun somebody just because they have 1 or 2 ideas that doesn't agree with yours or something like that. If they're hurting something or hurting someone or an animal or something like that's different, but you don't usually see that on our side. But we are able to call each other out about certain things and things like that, but it's not always necessary. And of course, debating is like I say, it's another way for us to use our First Amendment and exercise our First Amendment rights. Which, like I say, we need to get creative with that and continue to everybody needs to take shifts and stuff like that too. So that's how we all work together and everything. And I gotta say, the Odysee crew, the people on Odysee, are actually some of the finest people I've met. And it's actually a cool kind of network. Because I was talking about them about this the other day. I got on their... Am I on Element? Yes, I am on Element. I think I did add you, Iceburn. If not, I'll go there later after the show and add you. But where was I going with that? Anyway, I just pulled a Joe Biden because I'm a blonde. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Iceburn will be there too. Like I say, it's fun. It's a way for us to get more of our freedom of speech out there. It's also a way for us to get together and not step on each other's times when we're doing our live shows here and there. Oh, the thing about now I remember what I was going to say about Odysee. One of the coolest things about Odysee is the networking there. It's not only just the creators, but the people that support us, our fans, the people that actually share our work, that support our work and all that other. It's an actual awesome network, which is really unlike any other. Now, I wasn't on YouTube. They say that this is the way it used to be on YouTube, but I've only been actually very active on YouTube for the last 2 years, so I have no idea how it used to be. I used to post videos of the band and things like that. I mean, I had enough trouble just keeping the band booked and stuff like that. And YouTube was actually a tool that I used for getting my band out there, getting booked and stuff like that. So, like I say, I didn't know anything about YouTube. Rumble, I'm actually using Rumble as a backup for all of this stuff, just in case something goes down. You just never know. And so I'm growing organically there, even though I'm not paying a whole lot of attention other than just posting the videos there as a backup. But nobody ever talks to me there. I haven't gotten any comments on any of the videos that I know of. No upticks or anything like that I know of on Rumble. And then, of course, I'm on BitChute, but BitChute just seems like it's full of nothing but trolls. So, but you got to have more than one platform these days because you just, well, life is uncertain. That's why I tell you to eat dessert before dinner sometimes, you know? Non-GMO. Getting your seeds ready to ship. Non-GMO. Yes, love my Audi friends. I mean, I may be in the live stream. Okay, great. Great. It'll be great talking to you. Let's see. All right. And of course, again, I'm on Truth Social. I finally today was able to get on Truth Social. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet, for sharing that link. I've been trying for a while. I always do most of my social media on my PC while I'm sitting at home. I don't really have time to do it when I'm out on my phone or whatever. And in some cases, I can't actually hear anything on the phone anyway, so I just usually just put it away, or I use it for my clock when I'm doing shows. It's so noisy in there, I couldn't hear anything either anyway. All right, so, okay. Seeds, how cool. I love seeds. I hope I don't waste them. I've got one of the worst brown thumbs in the world. Let's see. Okay. Now here's if you don't already have plenty of reasons, and don't forget this is a call-in talk show. The number to call 409-877-1243 if you want to talk about what I've been talking about, or if you have anything else that you want to talk about. You can also plug yourself if you like. I don't care. Use me as free advertising for now. But if you didn't have already enough reasons to try and avoid fast food at all costs, if you absolutely possibly can, I know that some people just adore some of these places, but police are investigating an Arby's manager for child pornography that they found on his phone. But they also, guess what else they found on his phone? He videotaped himself pissing in the milkshake mix, not once, but twice. And this guy is so sick, he admitted to doing it because he got sexual gratification out of it. Now, can you imagine the manager, because they're actually sending out notifications to people. If you've got a receipt between the 30th and the 31st of October last year, they want to talk to you, and it's like, oh God, can you imagine being one of those people and oh my God. Oh, but this is somebody that needs to be taken out of the public. This person is out to do nothing but harm people for his own sexual gratification. How sick is that? That's disgusting. Executed a search warrant on Stephen Sharp last week where they obtained the disturbing footage. He later confessed to urinating in the milkshake mix on at least 2 occasions, claiming that he did it for sexual gratification. Gross. So it what is it? Turn him on to see people drinking it or something? It's absolutely unacceptable. And I guarantee you, this wasn't the first time that he's ever done any of this shit. He's probably been caught before. In fact, he's working at a damn Arby's, for crying out loud. Probably the only job he could get after he was busted messing with somebody's kid or something. And I've actually seen people catch people messing with their kids or saying hi to their kids. I can't really show it. There's actually, I think it's on Instagram or something like that. But yeah, this guy had this guy on the ground, and he was like, "Hey, what reason do you have to be around my children?" And evidently, he was a known sex offender. He was like registered and everything in the city. So, and of course, they keep telling these people, don't misunderstand them. This is their way, and this is their sexuality. No, it's not right. I don't care what you. I don't care. You're not touching my children. You shouldn't be touching children. No, absolutely fucking not. No. No, let's see. Iceburn says, I expect that from places like McDonald's, but Arby's is my fucking favorite place. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. It's still fat 90s when they stopped cutting their own meats. Usually when they took this, after they took the slicers out of a lot of these places, because Subway did the same thing. After they took the slicers out of these places, they went. Pfft. In fact, a lot of times I had a girlfriend that we used to work at a gym together, and we would go and have Subway afterwards, and you would see them put out the fresh meat, and it would already have that rainbow sheen on the meat and stuff. And I was like, nah, they got it that way. And I stopped eating there a long time ago. Last thing I want to do is get sick. I've got a sensitive skin and sensitive system already to begin with. I break out easily. It's like I have to be really careful what I eat. And especially now. But yeah, no. So yeah, I stopped doing Arby's a long time ago. The only thing I do every once in a while now, and it's actually something that I can't really help, because I work so late at night on Saturday nights, but we are starving by the time we get out. And usually if we don't have to go somewhere the next morning, we'll go to an all-night diner like the House of Pies or a Denny's or something like that. But every once in a while, we got to stop by and get a Whataburger. And I don't really trust that either, but you got to eat sometimes. I have them take all the shit off of it. So... And I tell him, cook it well done. So, you know, what can I tell you? And this is, like I say, this is another reason, things why I don't eat fast food. I've actually seen people taking baths in the damn kitchen sink. That's nasty. It's bad enough, all the food and grossness, but you don't need everybody's body funk in there, too. Ugh. Ugh. Limited Access says, I cook my own food for various reasons. This wasn't one, but it is now. Oh, yeah. This has actually been one that I actually taught myself how to cook, and I try to cook as much as possible for the fam, if I can. But I guess this might actually be one of the reasons why McDonald's doesn't even bother to keep their ice cream machines running anymore. They know that kooks work for them, and this is going to happen. It might actually be a blessing in disguise. Of course, I never felt that McDonald's ice cream was actually ice cream, because now I don't know if they've changed it. I haven't eaten in McDonald's in almost 30 years now, maybe even more. But their ice cream we used to call them foam cones, because they weren't cold. Ice cream's supposed to be cold, but you lick this stuff, it's almost like a weird whipped cream, because they were never cold. The ice cream from McDonald's never cold. So I never could figure out how they would call it an ice cream machine. I'm not even real sure how that worked. All right, I've had a few people ask me throughout the week about what I think about the Buffalo shooter. Atrocious, of course. Very young, impressionable guy. Probably mentally ill. I have no idea. I'm not like actively following this, mainly because of the fact that this is this is one of from what I read and what I heard, this is one of 183 mass shootings this year alone. And I haven't heard shit about any of the other ones. So they're ignoring 183 mass shootings where hundreds of people have actually died, supposedly. And this is the one that gets the attention. Alright, yeah, right, okay. Someone commits a heinous crime that you choose to cover like flies on shit. And I'm talking about the press and our grandpa-in-chief. And yet you're going to punish the rest of us for this guy's atrocity, which was probably allegedly, or I don't even know how to put it. Like I say, this is just my opinion. I'm thinking it was probably egged on somehow or another. You know damn well they're losing, and this is the kind of shit that happens. The timing is always perfect with it. Not to mention the fact that our grandpa-in-chief has decided that this is the only one that's worthy of him going up there and talking to the countrymen up there about it. So yeah, I'm not following that too badly. I'm ignoring it like they've ignored all the other ones this year, because this shit doesn't really matter unless they have some way of being able to pull some kind of a narrative. And also too, that narrative on this particular one is falling apart as well. So you won't see about it. You won't see nothing about it. You won't see nothing about it. So, yeah, and of course, like I say, they're trying to punish the rest of us for this. Actually, to be honest with you, I think this is just my opinion on this, but they actually told us that they were going to do this kind of shit to us, but the inflation, the gas prices, the jobs, all this shit that's going on, and all this depression, everything that's going on with the United States right now. You remember when Kamala Harris was actually campaigning. What was one of the things she told us? We're going to hold responsible the people that put Trump in office. We're going to make sure that all those people get punished. So, what do you think all of this shit that's going on now? They're trying to starve us out. They're trying to get rid of gas-powered engines, which you know damn well are the electric ones are not feasible yet. If they are feasible, they blow up instantaneously. I would think, if that was a toy, they would have discontinued it immediately. So, yeah, I personally think that this is all of this shit that's going on is their punishment for Trump being in office. They told us they were going to do it. And they are. Now, doing that kind of thing, making the entire universe or making the entire group responsible for one man's terrible actions like that. Now, if you're in school, that kind of shit causes bullying. That's the kind of shit that causes bullying. You're going to have people in that class that are going to be angry at that person for making them miss out on something because they're being punished for something they didn't do. There's going to be backlash. And of course they want that. However, if you were in the military and you were held responsible, the whole group was held responsible for something that one idiot screwed up on or did anything, that actually caused blanket parties. If you're in the military, you know what a blanket party is. Not going to describe it. Ice burn, yeah. McDonald's keck. Plush cola. Well, he has supposedly had some kind of a manifest, which in fact, talking about standing behind what you say, supposedly. Now, I didn't read this. Like I say, I haven't been following it. Every once in a while, I'll hear somebody mention it. They'll mention a piece about it that they found out about it, amongst other things that they're talking about. But I haven't been really following it. But the one thing that I did hear was that, like I say, somebody that didn't stand behind what he said. In his manifesto, he basically said that he was going to plead guilty or stand by what he did, and then when he got in court or whatever like that, he actually pled not guilty. So yeah, here's another commie that you can't trust the commie. You cannot trust the commie. Even if I'm unfortunate to say this, but even if they tell you that they try to befriend you and they be nice to you and everything like that, that's the point. They get your guard down and then whammo. And they do it. They think that's the right thing to do. They think it's the right thing to do. So the leaders of our country and the media and all that other stuff are literally pitting society against a person who has done a wrong thing. But then they make us responsible for it by of course, actually, I'm real surprised that I haven't heard more about gun control. However, we have heard a lot more about censorship. Our leaders are trying to thwart any backlash towards this one person that actually literally needs to be taken out of society. According to them now, he's locked away in a psych ward. But that doesn't do a whole lot of good either. I told you last week, John Hinckley. Remember John Hinckley? He's all better now, supposedly, after being locked in a psych ward for 30 years or whatever it is. And he's now selling out concerts. He's now selling out musical concerts in New York. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But they're also trying to stop our backlash by not only making us responsible, but taking away our ability to fight back against the one person that will ruin things for everyone. And not just in this case. The weird thing is that in this case, instead of calling for gun control, and this is actually the kicker on this one, they're screaming for more censorship. They don't want anybody to talk about, I'm not sure, I was going to say, I'm not sure if it's they don't want anybody to talk about the other 183 mass shootings that have gone in the United States right now, or up until this time, or if it's that they don't want us to talk about that the tables are kind of sort of turned. And another thing in his manifesto was the replacement theory, whatever, supposedly like that, and that's what radicalized him. And it could have been a number of things, but we probably know exactly what it was. So, and in this case, also too, my thoughts on calling for more censorship instead of gun control, which is odd. But my theory on that is if nobody can say anything anymore, they can just start taking folks' rights away without making any laws. You see what I'm saying? See how we're going there? And then the whims of our leaders, the whims of these people in charge will just be enforced. No trials, no arguments, no nothing. You and your cohorts will just rot somewhere while they've taken everything away from you. And they'll starve you and abuse you until you die. That's pretty much what it seems like that could slip into, or what actually might happen. Yes, indeed. They are. They lied about this guy from day, and they always try to take the narrative before any of the facts come out. But people are getting bolder and bolder with this kind of stuff, and this is also too. I think this is the kind of thing that happens, and is happening because of a backlash, or should I say a backfire on some of these policies that are going out there, like the no bail, let people go with no bail or no consequences. You book them and then they leave, defunding the police and also demoralizing the police. A lot of these people nobody wants to be a cop anymore. So by defunding the police, you've effectively decreased the police, and you've also decreased the amount of people that even want to be police, because they know that you won't back them up. What's the use of going out and fighting crime if you're just going to let crime continue to happen? You're not going to stop. You're not going to finish the job. Limited Access says, see how they're trying to go there. We have to make sure they can't. It's our duty to keep America and our families safe. Yes, indeed. And like I say, I believe that this. Well, of course, you know my page and my whole meaning and being for doing this show and everything like that is because of the fact that we need to keep exercising our freedoms, or else they're going to take them away from us. If we just all of a sudden start shutting up and everything, they don't have to even fire a shot. They don't even have to do anything. And like I say, if enough people don't say anything anymore, they're just going to start enforcing their whims on us without passing any kind of laws, without any kind of debates, without anything. They're just going to start doing shit to us like the kings and queens used to, and taking everything from us. You know, they won't even consider giving any of it back. No one will be worthy. And it'll always just be more and more and more and more. Sounds pretty like a pretty sneaky strategy to me, but I see it. I don't know if anybody else could, and even if nobody else could, somebody eventually would see it and try to take advantage of it. Maybe, perhaps. That's why I say, I don't care what they say, and I don't care how many times they tell me to shut up. I'm going to keep doing this. And I appreciate everybody that's here tonight. Once again, let me remind you, I'm going to be on the roundtable at Raynoth's. That's at Raynoth, RAYNOTH on Odysee. You can find him at Raynoth. Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. It's a late night round table where we all talk about the subjects that I'm talking about here, plus other subjects. We get each other's take on it. I'm hoping that they'll talk about stuff that I know about and that I can actually talk about. But if I don't know anything about it, I'll give my opinion on what they've said or what I think they have said or whatever like that. But I won't try to be an expert on it. And I'll let you know, hey, I don't form an opinion there, and then I'll go and research it myself and maybe find out more about it. All right, but and actually that strategy I was just talking to you about as far as the censorship goes, if nobody says anything, it sounds like a sneaky strategy, but it's not something I wouldn't put past that side. Because you know they're going to do anything to win, right or wrong, whether they belong up there or not. And they would, well, like I say, they would do anything to win. That just encompasses everything. They silence people, they'll jail people. In fact, we got poor schmucks still up there from January 6th that don't belong up there. Ray is awesome, but it's late. Damn, this old lady needs to be in Betty. Bye. Yeah, sure. Make sure to log this so we can watch it retroactively. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he posts them right after they're done. His last 2 episodes, he's done 2 shows so far like that. His last 2 episodes are actually on his his channel. I see here somebody sent me $5, but I don't see where it is. I don't see who did it. So you get one of these, whoever it was on Odysee. Thank you so very much. I just see it up there in the what do you call it? And of course, I'll take any and all donations. If you want to support my channel, all my links are below. You can send me something through PayPal. You can send me something through Odysee. I have a P.O. box if you want to send me something through the mail. I love blue blocker glasses. These are new. I found them on sale. I love Burlington and I love Five Below. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Or as cheap as it can be. I still try. I've always been a frugal person, but now I'm having to be even more frugal. Because some stuff just, oh. Well, you got to eat. That's actually the most important things are the things that are going up in price right now, if you can find them. Let's see, who else is here? Iceburn, limited access. Okay, those are the only 2 that are talking right now. That's okay. All right. All right, how many people are here? Because I really wanted to show this. This is something, okay. Oh, okay, that's not bad. I got 11 people watching. David Harris Jr. Do you know who David Harris Jr. is? He's actually one of the, I think he's associated with the Blexit movement, but he used to be a cop. Yes, Pastor did send me that, and I actually, PSYOP sent it. Oh, okay, thank you, PSYOP. Appreciate it. I didn't see it come up on the chat, but I happened to see it in the little thing on the top there. Yes, thank you so much, PSYOP. I appreciate that. And again, like I say, no tip is too small. Help me to grow. Help me be able to afford this new bandwidth if they ever get it out here. And of course, like I say, I've got to actually save up and do another whole setup so that I can actually have my husband as the co-host. He's actually funnier than I am, and he actually his take on things are kind of the same, but he words them in such a way that just makes you like and laugh at the same time. Anyway, David J. Harris. Again, I believe he's somebody that is affiliated with the Blexit movement, with Candace Owens and all of them. I don't remember if he was the cop. I think he might have been a cop. But he's very popular. He actually goes to a lot of the political things, the CPAC and stuff like that, and he's very well known conservative black person, if you will. Raynoth, good evening, welcome. I was just talking about our show that we're going to do on Tuesday. He actually does the show on Saturday evenings at 9 p.m. Central Time, and on Tuesday evenings, 9 p.m. Central Time. It's like I say, it's really cool late night roundtable talk with the creators. A lot of the creators get together from Odysee and talk about the current events and stuff. And as you can see, the title of this, and I'm going to warn you, there's language here as well. But yeah, David Harris Jr. posted this, and this is another example of what happens and what should be happening when you defund the cops, when you get rid of law enforcement, when you get rid of people that would get you in trouble for these things otherwise. It emboldens people to continue doing this stuff. But this guy, well, just watch.
Shit on myself. Dirty ass nigga. I wasn't trying to steal it.
Oh, a likely story.
You know what? Yeah, they on the way. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God damn. What you call it then? What's in that bitch?
Hey, what would you call it then?
Nah, bitch ass nigga, booby trap, nigga, ex-military, nigga, Marine Corps, nigga, bitch ass nigga, bitch ass nigga, wait for the law, nigga. I'm gonna kill your motherfucker. Nah, my bad. I'm gonna bring that package back. Nah, fuck all that, nigga. Laws on that way. And
this guy climbs on his porch to take his packages and then lies after getting caught. Oh man, I wasn't gonna take your packages. And what did you pick them up for? Why were they in your hands? You shouldn't have even been there. And this is the guy's next door neighbor? Are you serious? You actually have the nerve to do that to your next door neighbor? And then he probably expected no recourse. And of course, the fact that he shit on himself was just, I guess you could say, whipped cream or a cherry on top of this, because he's not. That's hilarious. And the weirdest part about it is he didn't even know until he touched himself and then smelt it. It was like, holy shit. I guess maybe if you're that stupid that you don't know that you shit yourself until you check it like that, then maybe you are idiot enough to steal from your next door neighbor. He obviously didn't know that this guy was a Marine or somebody that would mess, or somebody that he figured this was somebody that he could just walk all over. I'm glad. In fact, this almost looked like a scenario from the Boondocks. Do you guys remember that cartoon, the Boondocks? I really enjoyed watching that because they made fun of every. It was hilarious, and they made fun of a lot of the things like this right here. But how brazen do you have to be to have the nuts to go to your next door neighbor's house, knowing that he's going to see you, probably, or has seen you, or you got to see him every other day? I mean, your conscience wouldn't work. Oh man, I took that man's shit over there, man, you know. And then he said, oh, I'll bring it back. He's like, nah, too late. Plus also too, this was premeditated. He literally knew this guy was doing it. Evidently he had seen it before and everything like that. But he couldn't get him to stop otherwise. And again, the cops wouldn't do anything. Probably if he called the cops or whatever. Of course, these guys have a kind of a pact that they don't call the cops in situations like this. But if this is if this is how you handle it, more power to you, my Marine friend. It's funny. That's what your bitch ass get.
Shit on myself. I wasn't trying to steal it. Bitch, what you call it? Yeah, they on the way. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God damn. What you call it then? What's in that bitch? Cell phone? Nah, bitch ass nigga, booby trap, nigga, ex-military, nigga, Marine Corps, nigga, bitch ass nigga, bitch ass nigga, wait for.
Let's see. Plush Cola says, "Oh, our neighbor siphoned oil from one of our cars a while ago. The problem is he acts like he didn't do it. What's also kind of sad is that my family is super nice as well. I don't think they know he did it." Shame on him. And he's gonna. Of course, they're not gonna admit it. This is, you know, they get away with it anyway. And of course, if they admit it, then they get caught automatically. So, but yeah, that's just the way it is. It's basically, if you want to. There's a euphemism for you. Don't forget, this is a call-in talk show. If you're enjoying the show, please give me a call. Let the world know we're going out live. Let the world know what you have to say about all of this stuff. Oh, okay, I see it now. I didn't see that up there earlier. Okay, thank you, Psyop. This thing's working slow for me today. The chat's working slow. Inside, I should have killed your ass. You don't want to mess with a Marine. And the thing is, they say ex-Marine. I'm sorry, there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. Former Marine, maybe, but once a Marine, always Semper Fi. So, all right, back to some more good news. Now, I'm going to show you the difference. I've got two reports on this one. One comes from MSN.com, which is the left, the MSNBC and ABC and all of those over there in the CNN, and then one comes from Breitbart. I'm going to show you the difference between these two headlines in here. I'm going to first show you the left, and you're going to see it almost right away. But we got some more good news here. I think it's good news. Fauci's refusal to work with Trump again delights MAGA supporters. Okay, so yeah, Fauci's refusal to work with Trump. I think that he actually always refused to work with Trump. Weren't they constantly fighting? Wasn't he constantly telling everybody how fucking stupid Trump was and that he wasn't really in charge and that he didn't know what he was talking about and that you shouldn't listen to any of the stuff that he says? And of course they get out with the false narrative that he started telling people to inject bleach into their veins and all that other crapola. You know, people listen to that kind of stuff. And especially from the people that they actually seem to trust. And a lot of people still seem to trust the mainstream media as far as that goes. So you're going to hear stuff like that from the mainstream media and not expect people to try it. Meanwhile, they're screaming and yelling about disinformation about everything. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Make them pull the trigger. No, indeed, because you're going to get the boombox. Indeed, yes, you don't want to mess with the Marine. So be good to your Marines. They're tried and true. Always tried and true. All right. So the difference also, too, like I say, this is the MSN report on it, and this is the Blaze on it, the conservative. Anthony Fauci says he will leave the White House if Donald Trump becomes president in 2024. To be honest with you, I don't think he's going to have a choice. I do not believe that Donald Trump, if he gets back in office, and that's a big if, still haven't heard anything as to whether he's even running or not. But if Donald Trump gets back into office, I don't think Fauci's going to have a choice. You're going to hear that old adage and that thing that he wanted to copyright. You're fired. And he should. He should. Fauci has been wrong. He's lied to Congress. Fauci should not be anywhere near any of this anymore. But I don't know why they won't take any action on it. I don't know why. He's been proven more than once. It's on video. It's on radio. And you saw how defensive he got when he got caught. So, oh, you're leaving me for Loyal 9, huh? Okay. I was going to say, what has he got that I don't? He doesn't even show his face. Not that I don't love him all the same, but... Okay. Now, some bad news, and again, this is another way I think they're punishing us because they know we don't want war. That was the one thing that Trump didn't do, was start any new wars, and he got us out of Somalia, but Biden, again, puts us right back out there. approves a plan to redeploy several hundred ground forces into Somalia. Why? Why? We were out of there. And I wonder, what does Ilhan Omar have to say about this? She's pretty zipper-lipped, as far as I can tell. I'm thinking the same thing, Plush Cola. Plush Cola on Odysee says, if Trump doesn't run, I'm sure Trump Jr. might. I'm thinking the same thing. DJ TJ for the win, and it's just so easy. So DJ TJ, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Of course, people are going to complain. Oh, it's going to become a dynasty then. When has it not been? And to be honest with you, I don't care who's up there as long as they leave me the hell alone. They're supposed to be up there keeping our freedoms safe, upholding our laws so that we do have freedom. That's why a lot of these commies have turned everything around. They've made, like I say, they've made it okay to be criminal. They've encouraged and bailed out people that are criminals and have acted criminally. Summer of Love, case in point. Things that are going on in New York right now. And a lot of these other blue states. People living on the streets. And they're just throwing more money at it. They're not really saying anything or doing anything about it. They're just taking more from the legitimate citizens and the people that pay their taxes and work their asses off to feed their families, and just take it and give it to people that refuse to do it. So, well, why it ends up getting so frickin' miserable. Because there isn't anything left. Let's see. More good news. Go back to the good news. The Ohio police officer that shot that young lady that went to stab another young lady in the face with a knife was actually cleared of all charges in shooting that teenager. He basically saved another person's life in that aspect. And I'd like to know what anybody else would have done. There's been a lot of people that have criticized him over this and everything, but there was no running over there. There wasn't time to try and tackle her. He was too far away. And the other girl was getting ready to get killed. Was he supposed to stand there and watch her kill somebody? And unfortunately, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. Because had he stood there and let that other girl kill the other girl, they'd have blamed him for not doing it. Why, you didn't do nothing? Now that he's did something, why you did something? So, and actually, to be honest with you, him getting off shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't have even gone to trial. This was cut and dry. You saw it. Everybody saw it. In fact, there were several angles. Several angles of camera where you caught different things, and the things that led up to that shooting. And I guarantee you, the lady that was getting ready to get stabbed in the face is extremely grateful. They probably won't tell her side of the story, though. All right. Once again, if you like what I'm doing, you want me to keep doing it, please help me to grow. Don't forget about our roundtable on Tuesday evening that I'll be a part of, but you can go to Raina's channel on Saturday nights and on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time for the late night roundtable live talk roundtable disruption. It's actually a lot of fun. You get to talk to a lot of people, and it's a way for the creators on Odysee to get together and talk about these things. I was hoping that some of them might call tonight. I haven't gotten one phone call tonight. The number to call is 409-877-1243. We'll keep going, though. I've still got about 30 more minutes before I'm going to turn off unless somebody calls. But kudos to the Columbus, Ohio police officer. 1, for saving a life, and 2, for not getting any charges. But like I say, he shouldn't have to begin with. He was doing his job. His job is to protect life, and that's what he did.
That is especially true.
All right. This goofball. This goofball. I want to know, because you know damn well she decided to wing it herself, and she's horrible at that. Why do you think she laughs at everything? You know that laugh is a nervous reaction to somebody that when they ask you a question that you have no idea how to answer it or what to do with it. Plus Cola says, Plus Cola says, I'm glad the officer was free to charges. Now I hope that if he's still wanting to work as an officer, maybe he can help stop one of the many shootings that the media won't cover. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know. Of course, a trial like that for doing your own job and all that other stuff may actually be traumatic enough for these guys to say, nah, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. I try to do my job and I do nothing but end up having to spend most of my time in the court system for it. That's not right. That's not right. You can't tell somebody to do their job and then make them get in trouble for doing their job. Unless they're doing their job incorrectly or unless they're a crooked cop. But this wasn't a crooked cop. He went there for a call. And it was really quite chaotic. I'm actually more impressed as to how calm and collected he stayed in order to do that and to be able to do that at such close range without hitting anyone else, without doing anything else. I mean, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing, because he had the father screaming at him. He had another girl coming after him. He had that first girl who came over and already had knocked somebody out and started punching them in front of him, standing, I mean, like not even 10 feet away from him. There was chaos everywhere, screaming and yelling. Everybody screaming and yelling. He managed to be able to pick out that one situation that was going to be deadly and cure it and fix it. That's amazing. I don't think I'd have been able to do that. I don't think I'd be able to do that. And I do believe that the girl in pink that actually was saved is probably grateful. But again, they won't tell her story because it doesn't fit. But I'm hoping that maybe she had something to do with it in the court case or something like that, perhaps. But yeah, I'm glad he was freed, but he shouldn't have been charged in the first place. This was part of his job. Ah, my coffee. Thank you. Really dark. Vegan coffee tonight. Ran out of milk, so I'm using oat milk for the lightener. Now, there's been talk about impeaching President Biden when and if the Republicans take over again. Of course, personally, I don't think they should have opened their mouth about it because that's going to make the other side try even harder to not let them get in power. You know that's going to be the case. But I'm not so sure about this one either.
That is especially true when it comes to the climate crisis, which is why we will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work that we will convene to work together on. That is
work together while we're working together, to work together while working together, and keep working together. That's not even doublespeak. That was just nonsense. So who exactly is we going to work together with, and on what? Was that even a topic? Was that even a topic in there or anything like that? But I mean, seriously, we're going to work together to keep working together, so that we can work together to keep working together while we work together to work together. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Let's see. Plush Cola says that's actually why they bring charges on officer in these situations to begin with, for they're unlikely to actually step in when the time is right. Yeah. Well, that's why I say after he's been put through this, God only knows if he's going to want to even do it again. And like I say, it gets tiring to do a job and never get any kind of accolades for it, especially something like this, because these people literally do put their lives on the line. Now that you've got people that are actually targeting them as far as that goes, you get these people that will just hide around a corner and waylay them as soon as they see the uniform. It doesn't matter who it is. Cops are cops to them, and of course ACAB to some of these people. That's actually I think one of the reasons why Bertice Cullors hired her brother and not actual cops to take care of their house and everything like that, because that's their philosophy. And they also probably know what cop would want to actually protect them, knowing that they wouldn't have their back anyway. That they want to eliminate them. They want to eliminate their jobs. They want to eliminate them. Yeah, you don't get too friendly from people when you bash them and disparage them like that. And Hollywood's starting to find that out, and our politicians are starting to find that out. Although they should have known that a long time ago. But you know, how many lies and deceits and craziness have we found out for these guys? And these people have been in office for over 50 years. This is way too long. In fact, I saw a meme the other day. Their cognitive ability isn't the same. They should be retired. There's a reason for retirement. Now I'm not saying everybody. Look at Trump, but also too look at Grandpa in Chief. But they say that the 70 and 80-year-olds aren't hireable or aren't employable because of that reason. But yet they seem to be running the country. But you see what the country looks like as well. So, and you're right, they do. It's an intimidation thing, especially. And I don't see anybody. I don't see the reversal of that in any way at all. None at all. It's always when it's Caucasian against black. No matter what the criminal might be doing, and I look at it as criminal and cop. It doesn't matter what color the skin is. If you're doing don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Plush Cola says, yeah, she definitely doesn't write her own speeches. The people writing them sure seem to be panicked, as if they're desperate with their doublespeak. I don't think the message of work together aren't for the people in public. Probably trying to get a deal through with Skull and Bones or something. Yeah. There's no telling. Like I say, actually, to be honest with you, it sounds to me like she's just filling space. She gets up there and listens to her. She likes to hear herself talk. In fact, she's uppity enough to tell anybody that interrupts her, I'm talking. Okay, then, I'm talking. Yeah, okay, we heard you. We heard you the first time. So, anyway. Oh, man. Like I say, she isn't any better than him. He can't read the speeches that they write for him, and he messes them all up. And what did he do? Well, he did something like today. I think it was today. He messed up and then started going, ay. It's like, okay. That sounds like something a 2-year-old might do when they're trying to get attention. But you could see the pain in his face. He knew he couldn't. He knows his cognitive problems. You can see it in his face. And I don't think that this shit is a stutter. All right, what else? More good news. This was last week, I believe. Yeah, this was last week. Federal court rules Kansas teacher can speak according to her religious beliefs regarding transgender students. Evidently enough sense to them, or that went against their religion, whatever it is. And it was one of those things where it was nothing at first, and then somebody stepped in when they heard about it and started suing this person and started making all kinds of complaints and screaming and yelling. So the federal court ruled, though, because of the fact it's against her First Amendment rights. The school can't take that away from her. School is a government entity. They cannot tell her she cannot do what she and say what she wants to say. They didn't do it to the student. They didn't do it to any of the students. So why do they have more rights than she does in this institution? So hallelujah for that. That's another win for us as far as that goes. Actually, there was a professor who won a case like that too. They tried to fire him and do all of this stuff to him because he absolutely refused to call this person by their preferred pronouns because it went against went against his religion. He's like, I don't believe this stuff. You can't do this stuff. God doesn't make mistakes, and you can't tell me how to speak. Not to mention the fact, this pronoun thing, usually when you're using somebody's pronouns, they're not even there. They're not even there with you while you're talking about them. So you're literally trying to control somebody's speech when you're not even around. I mean, come on. It's like, no, you can't have these rights. You can call yourself and do whatever you want to do. But the minute you start forcing me to do shit or forcing me to say stuff, you can go kick rocks. Go kick rocks. You got your own life. You can do this on your own. You don't need me and I don't need you. And I'm not going to change for you. The world is not going to change for you. Plush Cola says, true, she does like to hear her own voice, although it's odd that anyone would. Yeah, nobody else does. She's the only one that does. And you can tell that by what she says, the things that she says, how she says them, and how often she gets upset if somebody interrupts her or tries to ask a question or any of that other. So, and I was just saying, not to mention the fact that you can tell that most of the time she has a zero clue what she's doing or what she's being asked about, because the laugh comes out. That's a natural reaction when you don't know something and you're being held to accountability or something. Which actually, she should know a lot of this stuff. She should be way, way, way more prepared when she goes out and does these things. I'm talking about Kamala now, not this person. But this is, like I say, the First Amendment wins are, yay! Hooray, hooray. But we can't give up. That's the whole thing. We've gotten lots and lots and lots of good news the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, actually. But don't relax now. Because that's what they're going to be looking for. Oh, they got their way. They got, okay, now we can, next plot, next way we can actually trip them up or pull the rug out from underneath them. And no, we can't let that happen. We cannot let that happen. So don't let these wins fool you. They aren't going to stop. They're not going to turn back and relax and admit defeat just because that we're winning on some of these things. Kamala, and like I say, Kamala Harris, we were talking about Kamala Harris's laugh. Go to anybody that is nervous like that. I'm sure you've met people in your life that are kind of shy and they don't want to, and even at first, people, when they try to get to know each other and stuff, you first meet somebody and you ask them maybe a personal question or something like that. And it doesn't even have to be raunchy or anything like that. It's just a personal question, something that they didn't think you might ask them or something like that. Sign of somebody that either doesn't want to answer a question, doesn't know how to answer a question, or, well, Kamala Harris, the epitome of that. It's literally like she goes into some of these situations and is just filling space and time. And that last little speech about working together should prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because I was going to say, that's not the first time she's talked like that either. In fact, she was on some damn radio station, a radio show or something like that. They asked her about the Ukraine war. And what did she say? She said it like she was reading it out of a 5-year-old's book. Like it was a Dr. Seuss book or something. Ukraine is a country, and Russia is a bigger country, and Russia just decided to invade Ukraine, and that's just not right. Care to elaborate? No. Okay. Plush Cola says, Raynoth says, retards are retards. Yes. Well, actually, it's more like liberalism is a disease. It really is. It seems to really eat your mind. Because you believe one thing, you don't bother to research anything else, and then you feel the need to turn around and tell everybody and make it seem like you're a know-it-all and that nobody else knows anything. So, yeah, I wouldn't say retarded. I would just say asshole. They're assholes. They really are assholes. That is the epitome of an asshole. Anyway, Plush Cola says, also, reason I referenced Skull and Bones is because she went to Yale. If her speechwriter was trying to get a secret message out to Skull and Bones, they'd probably use her to do it. Oh, that's an interesting theory. And true, Kamala should know better than to read the writing on the merry-go-round. Kept circling back. Yeah. This teacher here is a legend. I hope she does well with her career. This teacher deserves a raise for being put through the ringer. Yeah. Unfortunately, she'll probably be one of the ones that quit. In fact, I've seen a couple of really based teachers now that have literally quit because they've lost hope in being able to fight this stuff and be able to actually teach their kids because I don't know. I think they start this in junior high school where you're changing the classes, and she says, "I'm one teacher out of the 7 others, and I have one message, and the other 7 have this other message." And the kids literally come into my class and try to convince me of this woke bullshit. And she says, there's no competing with it. It's a public school. There's nothing I can do about it with regards to any of the higher ups because they're all in on this stuff. So she says, I'm going to quit teaching public schools, which I absolutely love to do. But hopefully she'll do something like what Salty used to do or what Salty suggested with regard to some of the teaching co-ops and the homeschooling. I get the feeling that there's going to be more and more. In fact, I even saw an article, I think it was yesterday, that the school and everything are like down by 20%. It's because these parents don't want you people to anywhere near their children. You don't get that? Parents' responsibility to talk to them at the right age, and you expect these parents to just hand their kids over to you? Talk about delusional. Talk about delusional. And I would venture to say that the other 80% either don't care, can't make way for it, or don't know. And I would think that the latter would be the actual one. They don't know. They don't know. That's why I say get a lot of this stuff out. Just keep sharing, even if you're not a creator or whatever. Just keep sharing this stuff. Share what the creators go out and do. Share the memes. In fact, I think there's somebody on DLive. I think they're called Memes, etc. or Vex Meme. I forget exactly what but they have memes in the name. But these people actually are giving classes on how to meme now. I think it's classes, or they got some kind of a website or something that they actually will teach you how to make memes, which I think is fantastic. That's a great thing. Because I don't always... I make a few memes, but I'm a little stranger in my associations. I see things a little differently, and sometimes when I look at these memes, it's like, wow, why didn't I think of that? That's so obvious, but I don't. I don't know why. I'm not real sure why, but most of the time when I make a meme, I hope somebody understands it. I'm hoping that it's funny to me, but again, I'm a weirdo. I'm strange. I'm strange when it comes to that kind of stuff. I have an odd sense of humor. I've actually got quite a dark sense of humor. A lot of people don't know how to take me a lot of times. In fact, I think I might have ruined a wedding shower by telling the joke about the woman that took her son to the diner, and the waitress asked for their order, and the little boy says, "I wish to devour the unborn," and everybody on the table looked at me like. And I said, the mother looked up at the waitress and said, eggs, he wants eggs. And they were like, oh. But after that, like, nobody talked to me. It was weird. It was really weird. So. But yes, I have a dark sense of humor. What can I tell you? I don't always show it, though, because most people don't get it. Or they think I'm Plush Cola. If she's a good teacher, she should host a local co-op. Work with other parents to homeschool their children. Holy crap, Odysee is breaking, but we said this at the exact same time. Yes. Cool. Okay. Good. Odysee shouldn't be breaking then. That means there's not as much lag. Okay. Yeah. Great. Good. It's working real well from what I can tell. Awesome sauce. I'm hoping that changing the stream and everything like I did, actually, Space Pirate Ivan told me that I didn't get my last download. It wouldn't process because I was still using the old system and they had already upgraded to the new system. Nobody told me that. It worked like it was supposed to. It just didn't let me download it. So you have to get the shitty version from YouTube. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here's some more good news. Now, I'm not recommending this, but this is something else that for the children, the people that are interested in pudding people, as that Australian girl says, are pudding people. Man used an internet registry to track down and beat up pedos. Now, again, he got arrested. It's actually not the right way to do this, but you can't blame these people for this kind of thing. First of all, one of his reasons is because of the fact that he was abused as a child himself. So, yeah, there was something there that clicked, and, well, I was going to say, that's not an unreasonable actual action from someone, especially when you get older. In fact, this is another thing that runs into a lot of people on TikTok now are faking DID, dissociative identity disorder. Like they're trying to claim that they've got these multiple personalities, and they're actually come from the trauma of that kind of treatment as a child. That's the study, and that's what I've read about this and everything like that. So, and that's the reason why they're claiming that these teenagers and these 20-somethings don't have DID. Not to mention the fact that with DID, you're not aware of your transformations. These people are actually transforming in the middle of the TikTok video and telling you, "Oh, hi, It's almost like they're doing a Mickey Mouse Club introduction. Hi, I'm Trip. Hi, I'm Judy. Hi, I'm this and that." No, DID doesn't happen that way, and it's actually still very rare. If you don't know what DID is, or you can't figure that out, remember Sybil. If you remember Sybil. I want to say Jane Fonda, but that's not right. I can't ever remember her name. She was real young when it happened too, but hers, according to the movie, was because her mother abused her horribly, sexually and physically, and other things too. This woman actually would do experiments on her lower half and things like that. Just, oh God, it was terrible. I'll have to check them out. Baby Meme Lord right here. I've done a couple myself. Yeah, actually, I think it's Trez Memes, Trez Memes, on D-Live. On D-Live. They hang out in 451 Actual's show in the mornings on D-Live, and sometimes you'll see them on Odysee too. It depends on the chat. But yeah, they're really good memers, and I'm not positive, but I think that they might actually be the people that help Meme TV get a lot of their memes to put together for their shows on Saturday night. I Hypocrite, I believe. So yeah, like I say, I don't actually condone this with regards to this, but this is actually what happens when this stuff doesn't get addressed properly. And got to be honest with you, if this is the case with this guy, you can't blame him. And if he can, and this brings up another question too. We're supposed to have one of the most sophisticated policing systems in our government, the FBI, the CIA, all these other letter agencies. And it took them forever to find Osama bin Laden. They can't track down any of the Summer of Love people. They can't track down any of these criminals or anything like that. But this guy can actually track down people from an internet registry? Really? This single man can do this? but our lettered agencies can't. I think it's probably more that they won't. But yeah, so yeah, this also brings up that question as well as far as that goes. Well, unfortunately, we didn't have any phone calls today, but that's okay. Don't forget to join me on Tuesday night. It's a late night on Raynaud's channel, the late night roundtable discussion, roundtable disruption, where we gather with the other step on each other's shows, which I had gotten an apology for it, and I was like, yeah, don't even worry about it, because I had put my show up on a Thursday. I'd chosen the Thursday to do it, and then 2 weeks later, here comes Loyal 9, here comes Red Dawn Radio, and then here comes America Floats. So, no biggie. I actually had no idea that this was going to be any kind of a network or anything like that. I basically just do my own thing when I can, how I can, the way that I can, and hope people enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I appreciate the tips. Keep them coming, please. I do want to grow. Continue to grow. I'm still working on shoestring here. I work every Saturday night, but that barely pays the house bills. And of course, we want improvements. Every little bit that comes from my fans on here and my friends on here and everything like that goes right back into this. I'm not going to be spending it on beer. I'm not going to be spending it on all that other stuff. It'll be for this particular thing, so that I can grow, so that I can actually have a co-host, so that I can actually get better phones and make it easier for people to do so. Plush Cola says, yeah, I'm aware of DID. Horrid what has happened to our youth, that this stuff is getting more prevalent. It's honestly why we need more things like this, because if we end up becoming too lenient on this, then we're going to be overwhelmed with other countries just dumping their problems on us. We already are. We already are. In fact, Tucker Carlson was talking about it the other day, and of course again, this is another thing with the censorship. If you try and talk about the fact that they're trying to replace our culture here and everything like that, they just try to shut you down and call you a bigot, or won't let you talk about it, or they censor you. So, like I say, censorship is going to be the death of all of us, because once nobody can say anything, they're not even going to pass laws. They're just going to enforce their whims on us, and we won't be able to do anything about it except suffer. And I know you don't want that for your children and grandchildren. I know I don't want that for my children and grandchildren. In fact, we want better for our children and grandchildren than we had. So let's keep making that happen. Don't forget, like I say, join us on 451 Actual Show tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I will try to be in the chats once in a while. I basically just lurk, because he plays music and and some other things while I'm working on other things. And of course, I'm having to get ready for work on Saturday as well. I do a live show at a casino that takes quite a bit of preparation beforehand. So I'm glad you guys were here tonight. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate the tips, appreciate the super chats, appreciate the conversation. I wish people would have called me, but that's okay. I always try to have enough stuff to cover the 2 hours. But maybe next time, if we get a phone call or two, I actually want to hear what everybody else has to say. And my main goal is to try and get everybody, or allow everybody, to exercise their freedom of speech, because that's one of the most important ones. It's why it's on the top. And if we don't exercise our rights, we're going to lose them. And I can't bear that. And I won't accept it. And you shouldn't either. But thank you guys, everybody, for being here. Appreciate everything, and we'll see you next week. Until next time, AMF.